Greetings, sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. This is Body Culinary, and I'm coming in this evening just to have a chit chat around feeling, of course, comfortable in our own hair and skin. And perhaps you're one of those humans who have been divinely assigned at birth really kinky, cottony, coily textured hair that does its own thing, and perhaps it just doesn't look like any of the tutorials that you have tried. Maybe when you twist your hair, you see your whole scalp. Maybe you're concerned about keeping your hair on your head, right? The hair that you have, maybe because you just like your own hair and you want to see what it can do. So I've been in a return to natural as I was born for over guess it's been over 30 something years. And I'm still learning new things about my hair. It can be quite a rabbit hole to go down. Hey, greetings, greetings. How are you? So I'm gonna have a chit chat around this. So on this channel, I'm Body Culinary, by the way. Also Kwasapeacefull Eating, but on most platforms you can find me as Body Culinary. By the way, subscribe to the channel. Give the you find some value here, give it a thumbs up so that perhaps other people that are interested, maybe that have this hair, can find this video. And you can find me on TikTok, Body Culinary, Instagram, let's say Facebook and YouTube. I think that's all the social media I can handle right now. And on this particular channel, what I share some of my journey of radical self-acceptance. So that's really accepting and being creative and appreciating the hair this is what I have, this is what I've got. And I really prioritize ease and relaxation. Ease as much as possible. I think is super duper important to our mental and emotional health. So I share some of that journey. On this channel, I also share 3 leverage lifestyle practices, right? 3 leverage lifestyle practices. I said leverage because they are practices, habits, that can give you so much more back for the investment of the non-renewable resource of your time and your attention. You may think that the internet is free. Actually, it's not. So time is money. We're spending a lot of time on here. So not to make it bad or wrong, a lot of time in entertainment. So only you, when you do an accounting of your time and how you'd like to experience your life, only you can do an accounting of whether or not you're getting something back for the entertainment and your time and your attention. It's a communication, usually that's dumping information one way, right? It's not really an interaction. And you don't know most of the people that you're looking at through these screens. So hopefully, when you leave your interactions, you're inspired to get into action around things that you say are important to you. So that's what I share on this channel. I also have started to share just a little bit of some vintage. I love vintage clothing. First of all, I'm a person that's had a truckload of acne. I used to have a jerry curl and a gold tooth. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I used to spend so much money on clothes, so much money. I really like fashion, though, through life experience, right? Not just information, through life experience, I can really I can look back in retrospect and I can observe a lot of that money that I spent. All of those clothes, all that time of shopping went in the garbage. So, and if I knew then what I know now, in retrospect, I don't think I would spend that's money for land, seeds for your garden, travel. So, if I had to speak to my younger self, I think there are many other alternatives for how young flowers, Afro flowers, other flowers, but definitely I'm an Afro flower, how we can really maximize um, our resources, right? To make them multiply and really have some other experiences, like some bigger experiences. Again, doesn't mean I don't love fashion, but I have figured out a few things about fashion and styling that could save so much money. And we have traveling to do. We have other things to do with our time. So that's what I'm sharing on this channel. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Afro hair. And is it possible, as folks, even if you have very, very fine hair, you know, um, do you consider what the trajectory of your hair life is going to be? The life of your body temple and the life of your hair. I think a lot of our actions, and you can let me know what you think respectfully in the comments, are actually anxiety ridden and driven by a lot of fear that is quite often coming at us through the back door, right? Through the marketing with the smiling faces on all these packages, right? So think about it. We run to the beauty supply store. I used to be at the beauty supply store all the time with kinky hair. I'm looking for a product, looking for a bauble, looking for something else to put in my hair and to play with it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with creativity, yet I like to peep the undertones and what's the underlying feeling that can really give more of a true assessment as to what is driving our behaviors. And a lot of our behaviors are on autopilot. So I was at the beauty supply store looking for different things to put into my hair. And as someone who likes to be very health conscious and being preventative, right, in a lot of my lifestyle, so I can ward off a lot of that stuff that is a pattern in my family, namely diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, tumors, cysts, mastectomies. That's not what I want. I don't want to take needles or insulin. So I make the effort to be very mindful of my consumption patterns, what I'm putting onto my body, in my skin, and that also includes my lifestyle stress. We say it a lot, but it is apparent that there's a major disconnect between all the information we know and getting into action and having sustainable habits. For example, I've been in nutrition and fitness for over 3 decades, and most people, the majority of people, do not sustain training, fitness, healthy eating. Most do not sustain. So I'm fascinated by self-sabotage as well as self-actualization. I'm like, what is that? What's causing that? So I don't know everything, but I do know what I have found works is taking a lot of things off the table so I don't have to worry about them. And one of them is hair. So with this hair, I just washed it today. I think it's pretty like 98% dry and there's no product. Today's washing was with water and like a really good, deep, intense massage with the pads of my fingers. So I just had it in a little bit of a scarf and I took it off. I was letting it dry. Had my little silk batik scarf on underneath my hat as I was outside, which lets air in so that it could dry. And when I took the scarf off, I'm like, wow, it's quote unquote neatened a little bit. I don't have to do, I'm always amazed that I don't have to do anything to my hair. It feels very, very soft. It doesn't feel wet. Doesn't even really feel damp. Maybe it's like maybe 2% moisture is in here. It does shrink up, but I don't need to add any products to my hair. And I actually like the look of my hair. There may be about 30 or 31 locks. As I was feeling through it, I was feeling like, should I let more of them join? And actually, there's one lock that I've been watching. Well, maybe it's week 13. I was looking to see how long it would take my hair to lock. So this is pretty much locked now, right? And I didn't do any twisting or anything to it. I just let them join together so that they can be stronger at the base. So these used to be full double strand twists, which they are not anymore. So I can see what my hair looks like as it matures, right? So I've done numerous trims and little cuts and things, and likely maybe these will break off, right? Which is one of the reasons intuitively I sought to join them, right? So this is 4. So my hair is not dense at all. And people think it looks full, but it looks full because I have embraced the actual texture of my hair. As I was washing it today and massaging it, I've just been allowing the sebum to build up on it, and it feels actually like conditioner in my hair. So again, I'm marveling that I don't need any product. Sometimes, just that feeling as I'm smoothing it in the water, massaging it deeply, and smoothing it with my hands, I'm like, wow, it feels almost like a protective kind of like coating. It's very, very thin, but underneath the warm water, it feels like there's conditioner in my hair. And I'm like, who knew? So if I hadn't given myself time to sit with my hair and patience and to feel over a long period of time what the hair does, I would never know. So washing it, I'm smoothing it with my hands, especially as I'm in the shower. Sometimes it's almost like I can't get over it. I don't have to really do anything to my hair. This part I had put in there a while. I was thinking I would let the part grow out, but it's staying. So again, I'm going along for the ride to see what my hair does and how it behaves. But again, I have 0 products, 0 oil. I'm not putting any oil in it, so I don't feel the heaviness, which I don't think I would enjoy that much because I like to exercise a lot, and I really enjoy the fact that I don't have to worry about sweating my hair out. It doesn't hold any odor. Being that it's nice and fluffy at the root, the sweat just evaporates, right? Which is great because I move a lot on a regular basis. So it's like just a lot of stuff is taken off the table. It's really easy for me to put up and to style. I will say, with only 31 locks, and my hair being very tender, I'm careful not to pull on the back. And actually, I usually wear my hair in two braids or whatever. And now it's enough for two braids. I usually will wear it in two when I'm exercising, trying to keep it out of my jump rope, right? So I do realize if there's any kind of pulling in the back that hurts. So I'm just leaving all of this out. So it feels fantastic just to feel my hair at the root and also at the base. When I pull it into two, let's say if I smooth it with water, because that's all I use today. If I should smooth it with water and it's too much pulling, it hurts. So I've noticed for years my hair can't take tension. I can feel like it's alopecia is coming. Alopecia is coming. I'm inviting alopecia into my life through any kind of pulling. So my hair is very, very it's delicate. It just does not like to be handled a lot. And so this is something that I've seen through just leaving it alone. Even when it's wet, it has its own little wave. It has a little bit of sheen, but that's with zero products. I'm not. I don't have any dandruff. I don't really have a bunch of itching. I can put my hands in it freely. And I'll say some of maybe my biggest locks or maybe here, but this is someone with fine hair, so I'm really maximizing the natural texture. Greetings, Claudia. Greetings, Deborah, sending you all some warm positive vibrations. So again, if my hair was hanging on by a shoestring, I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna snip it off. I have no problems going bald or a really tiny peach fuzz. That's what I would do. I just don't. I like freedom and ease and relaxation. I think that's a priority. The more I can take off the table to not have to worry about, the better. And so I just wonder sometimes if there are other women. I don't know. I wonder if sometimes if there are other women that, if we ever check in with your internal dialogue and if we just feel what it feels like to feel like I have to do something like, and I know what that's like. I've worked in corporate environments where I've had an employee manual that stated locks, i.e. dreadlocks, curl locks, whatever, are not permissible. That used to be in my employee manual for one of the companies I worked in many years ago. And even if it appeared like locks. So I remember after that job, I wore my hair the way I wanted to anyway. It wasn't in locks. I never wanted locks. My hair locked during my travels, right? And I didn't have access to anything, and just my kinky fine hair kept raveling in on itself. I kept trying to pick it out with a safety pin, and it was too much. So after a while, I said, "Well, I've done every natural hairstyle, so let me just let it do what it do, and let's see what happens." So there are moments of anxiety. I don't know what it's going to look like, even in starting to let them join. I don't know what my hair. I didn't know what my hair is going to look like because it is so fine. So I didn't know if I look like I got 2 or 3 locks where you just see my whole scalp. But I tell you, every time, constantly, even now, if I see a style that I'm inspired by and I try it out, it never works. It never looks the same. It never looks the same. So it has occurred to me. I'm very clear. It doesn't look the same because that's not what my hair does. Now, I can appreciate makeup. I can appreciate a Halle Berry. I can appreciate, all different types of styles if it looks good. However, for me, the priority is ease and comfort and relaxation. And I like to free up time resources and other resources for the things that matter most. And the things that matter most to me are those 3 leverage lifestyle practices: my garden, my bunnies. I'm doing vermicomposting. I'm raising worms for the garden, for the worm castings. I prioritize if somebody calls me, I can go jump in a canoe or go get my hair wet in a waterfall or walk in the rain at the drop of a dime. That kind of ease, relaxation is important. Maybe at some point I'll go play in some makeup, but sometimes and I can't see it. It just feels like such an inconvenience. I'm like, do I call it lazy? I don't know if it's so much lazy. I just don't feel like I need it. I just like to be comfortable and I want to enjoy my own skin. I had a truckload of acne. So I feel so grateful to not have to wear makeup. And then I like my own eyebrows. I think I've trained my eyes to appreciate my own aesthetic. That's what I think it is, because I just like the softness of a natural eyebrow. There are numerous times I've gone to have them waxed, and sometimes folks get it right, but then when they took off too much, I'm always like thinking, oh, my eyebrows not going to grow back, because they don't fully grow back because I tweeze them so much. So this is just straight information and confirmation. Like, you keep messing with it, messing with it, messing with it, you might not have it. So prevention to me is better than cure. So I'd rather just play around what I have. So again, today I'm washing it and just smoothing it with my hands. Just checking it for lint. It's not much of anything in there. Sometimes a little teeny tiny something will get caught in the bottom, but for the most part, it's not catching lint because there's no oil in it. So it doesn't feel sticky. It's nice. It's like, oh my gosh, it feels, it just feels fantastic. Put my hands in my hair. It just feels like soft cotton. It doesn't have a smell. I don't know. This is freedom hair. This is freedom hair. I don't know how else to express it. They're all flat. And I've had numerous people ask me, what do you do to fix flat locks? Any Ebonics, I ain't fixing nothing. I'm not doing that. It's just too, I can't. I don't have it. I'm not interested. Numerous times people say, well, you could try this product and that product. I have no interest in products. I mean, I have one shampoo that I'll use periodically, and that's been sitting there, one bottle, which is actually really good quality shampoo, forever, because I'm now using a lot of the things that are in my garden. The nopales, there's a video on this channel for that. Nopales, which is a cactus, aloe, fenugreek, rosemary, lavender, black tea. That's all stuff that's in my yard. I've got like, I think I might have 1,000 aloes that all start from one little teeny piece of aloe. Then I can eat it, Grandma Lou style, scrape the inside of the pulp out, put the rest on my skin. I can put some to the side, make a little aloe juice for my hair. I don't know. To me, it can't get in. Does anybody else crave simplicity? It doesn't mean I don't like styling. It doesn't mean I don't like luxuriating, but the rest and the relaxation, I find that the screens and social media, I find like in spite of ourselves, you just start comparing yourself to other people, what they have. Somehow I feel like it triggers anxiety, constantly looking so much at other people. The flip side of it is you can look to others as a source of inspiration, but sometimes it's too, I think it's an overstimulus. I think it's too much. I think it's an overstimulation, and it feels very depleting. So I make the effort to make a positive use of the internet. So the wash today, no shampoo. Just a couple of hours ago. I tied it up with my silk batik scarf, put my hat on it. I'm making an effort to be more mindful to put a hat on when I go out in the garden, because I'll have a tendency to get caught in bushes as I'm turning the compost or doing different things. And it is a lot of sun beating down on my hair. Other than that, I wouldn't worry about it, but that's my maintenance. It's no twisting, no oil, no shade. There's no product. Can any of y'all relate out there? Can anybody else relate? I mean, like, if I had known this as a child, I'm sure I might have thicker hair, right? Because it just doesn't need to be manipulated. And you have so many styling options, but it's free. Now, I will say that I'm noticing as the hair grows to different lengths, I definitely don't think about length anymore. It doesn't even occur to me. It's like I kind of forget about my hair, right? But as it grows to different lengths, I notice that I have more mindful about different things I'm doing. So this hair is probably going to break off. I'm going to cut it off. I've had lots of cuts. And this is totally different. And I can see I may let some more of them. I only got 30 locks, about 30, 31 locks. These two just joined. This took me approximately like 12, 13 weeks of just leaving it alone, just rinsing it. And that's it. So this is kind of hard now to pull apart. But I'm not having to really do anything. So I may cut this stuff or trim it. I don't really care about it being even. Again, I'm not thinking about it. So can you imagine just all of that preoccupation, that exhausting preoccupation, what to do with your hair? If I have a bonnet, fine. I'm going to be honest with you. Most nights, I don't have a bonnet. I did sew some scarves. I did sew some nice little scarves. That is silky because I know that I'm not going to tie my hair up. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not even going to fake the front. So I did sew some of these, which I think are cute. so that I can have them underneath my hat when I'm in the garden or when I'm taking long walks, as I do a lot. So that's my attempt at smoothing my hair out, but that's it. It's freedom hair. And then as far as hair is off the table, I find that I love vintage styles. So sometimes I come up with, I find like accidental styles because my hair, some of the vintage styles, I have a list. Vintage styles that I see with finger waves and stuff like that, they require me to be creative because my hair just, it can't do that without altering. And altering is no bueno. I'm not altering my hair. This is a unique DNA marker. I'm celebrating it. I actually love it. I'm in love with my hair, and I would be in love with it if it was bald. Or a peach fuzz. So sometimes I'm being very, very creative, and I make the effort to come up with different styles and say, well, what is it that my hair can do? What can my hair, how can it perform? And so that's how I come up with some of these styles. And I also play with some of the vintage clothing that I find. I find that a lot of the fast fashion, I find it so cheaply made, especially where I'm at currently. The shoes are so horribly made. I can lose a pair of shoes and have worn them one time and not even have worn them. They just fall apart. So the quality of shoes here is not good. So I found there are quite a few things that the vintage quality is much better than the new quality in the fast fashion. Fast fashion is like throwing your money in the garbage over here. It's not even, I don't even see really decent lingerie. I'm not wearing anybody else's panties though. But this is so easy breezy. Does anybody else desire like ease and relaxation? Is it just me? And so with a lot of acne, I enjoy being able to wear my own skin. That's a value that's important to me. Again, I can go play. But somehow I feel like maybe I just don't know what I'm doing, how to apply it, but that's okay. I feel like it looks so plasticky. I don't like the plasticky look. And sometimes the eyebrows, they look so harsh. They look like a permanent frown. It just looks so artificially crayoned. And somehow I can't wrap my mind around that particular aesthetic, right? But that's just me. Everyone has their preferences. So I do understand, you can look washed out without makeup on camera. I just like my own skin. And I want to enjoy the different phases of life. So today's hair wash, water. That was my secret product. Water, massaging my hair for like quite a long time with the pads of my fingers, smoothing it. And this. Can it get any more carefree than that? So I do have to be careful about the ponytail holders, which I use cloth ones, so that my hair, being that it's so flat, I don't want to make permanent indentations with the hair. My hair can grow away from the lock, as you see. But again, I've seen so many channels with people like, how do we fix the hair that grows away from the lock? Y'all wanna know my secret technique? Nothing. Because after a while, it kind of just grows together. That's what I'm saying. I think we're so anxious, it will grow, but eventually, look, I didn't even see that. And I just smoothed it out together. It starts growing together so quickly. So I guess I could pull that, apart. I'm not having any issues with my scalp. That's what I'm like, this is crazy. All of that stuff, I feel like it was wasted time, a waste of time and resources. I could have just been jumping in the pool and doing all manner of things without even worrying about it, right? I'm not sweating the fact that my locks are flat. What is flat? I'm not studying that. I mean, some are really pancake flat. Look at that. It grows together really easily, but I'm just kind of like I don't really think about it. I kind of forget about the hair. I just pull it back for the workout in the morning. By the way, we work out in the mornings, 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So throw your hair back in a little bun or a cute little scarf, and let's get it popping, because it's one of the best, probably the best part of my day is my movement practice. So this complements a movement practice. I don't have to worry about jerry curl juice or hair grease or oil on my neckline. And as somebody that had a lot of acne, I don't have to worry about the hot temperature. I'm in a hot climate. I don't have to worry about the oil running into my face and exacerbating acne. Plus, I'm eating whole, fresh, living, unprocessed food. Now, something I will touch on very quickly is protein, because people still asking that question, where do you get your protein from? So I love a lifestyle of whole, fresh living, unprocessed foods. I used to eat flesh and all the other stuff. I don't eat it anymore. So I'm not the food police or the hair police. You'll have your everyone has their own journey. So I don't think it benefits us to shame ourselves or each other. It's a discovery process, right? So I don't know if y'all can see I have several proteins right there. Let's say that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I just had these. Let's see, these were sprouting earlier. So y'all know what this is, right? So I'm sprouting these. These can actually grow a tail. But some of this stuff, as I say, some of us are not spending any time with our own food. So this is just starting to grow a tail. So there's a lot of things that you can sprout that don't have any cholesterol in it and that are loaded full of protein, no cholesterol, not a whole bunch of fat, enough essential amino acids, and I'm not worried about it. And I worked in the fitness industry. I used to do fitness competitions. I've done every protein powder on the market, and now I don't do any. So simple, easy breezy. So I've got numerous protein in sprouts, cholesterol free, virtually fat free. See, that my thing is like taking a lot of stuff off the table so we can prioritize what is important. For those folks that are interested in group coaching for whole living foods and fitness as a lifestyle is every Sunday at 2 p.m. That's on a Discord platform. You can reach out if you're interested in that. Monday through Thursday is 5 a.m. is Eastern Standard Time is the workout, and Fridays is a community class that's on a sliding scale. And if you follow me on all social media, are you subscribed right now? You press that little bell. If you're subscribed on social media, I will rotate a part of the workout on TikTok, sometimes on Body-Culinary on Facebook, and sometimes on YouTube. So a nice little chunk of the workout. If you want to do a full workout, then hit me up. Come join because we're getting ready to do some stuff. For those folks that are serious, I love transformation and I really enjoy holding space for people that want to transform their bodies. And you're not going to transform your body without transforming your life. They go together. To me, it's an exciting process. Do you have a recipe book and a cookbook? Well, I have a couple of books. One book is Natural Beauty, No Products. So what you'll find over in Body-Culinary, plant milk bags. So you don't necessarily need to get a fancy blender. You'll find Natural Beauty, No Products. So you'll see my fine hair right before I locked it. So it's got to be about 90 degrees right now. Before I locked it, the types of styles that I was wearing. And a lot of the styles I wear now are my favorite styles I wore as a loose natural. Now that I have a little bit of length, like my Afro puffs. I really strive to mimic a lot of basic styles as well as vintage styles. So there's Natural Beauty, No Products, and it's also whole living foods in the hood with menus to fit your budget. So that's part one. Part one is different shopping lists with different budgets and a lot of the tips and the tricks and the mindset and the clarity, right? So people always ask me for recipes. Did it just get hotter in here? People ask me quite often for recipes, though I give the recipes, but a lot of times it's a lot of the nuances that people are missing, which is what I find is some of the reasons why people don't sustain, right? So for example, let's say like food combining, gas, bloating, salt, how much sodium should you have? How much fuel do I need for my body temp of my car? So if I only need, let's say, for example, 1,700 calories, that's not dieting. That's not too much. That's not too little. Most people have no idea of knowing how much salt they need, how much protein they need. So there's a way to figure all that out. And I call that your sweet spot. So there are some ideas of the things. I give you ideas. Let's say, like if I went to the wholesaler or the food co-op or the health food store, here's the receipt. Here are pictures. I give you some ideas of what I prepare from all of that food, right? When I'm buying by the case. So now if you want to take recipe classes, there's a class series that's coming up, a food prep class series. And I will be taking on, I have a few slots open for people to work 3 months at a time when it comes to transformation. So that's private one-on-one coaching. There's group coaching on Sundays. And I take several clients because holding space for people is a lot of energy several times a year. So, and then there's a food preparation series coming up, right? And when you put your hands in the food and you have somebody working with you, you're more likely to get the nuances. Otherwise, sometimes people don't catch it, right? And we have a tendency to bring a lot of our cheese, Philly cheese steak, French fries, hot dog, cotton candy kind of mindset, and then we just put a vegan label on it. And you can be overweight, unhealthily overweight, or you can have very poor skin on a quote unquote vegan diet, if that makes sense. So I have a food preparation class, and I also do a market tour, right? So I answer a lot of your questions. It's a lot of nuts and bolts. And oh, what am I talking about? There are recipes. There's a 7-day nutritional reset that has a menu, that has a shopping list, and it has recipes. So yes, there are recipes, right? And there's coaching, and there's a forum. So there's a Flower Fit forum for young women, all women, but especially young women. If you go into the About section on the YouTube channel, you'll see an application. There's a link to a Google form for Flower Fit. Flower Fit is a forum where you can share positive accountability, what you're doing in your garden, your feedback from your heart rate monitor or your fitness tracker, and also you can share your meals, your peaceful consumption. So there's that, right? And that's really, so young folks, stay busy, stay out of trouble, keep a focus, and you can get some positive feedback, right? Keep a focus so you don't have to make some of the ill-informed decisions that will dramatically affect the trajectory of your life, like many of the older adults that you see, if that makes sense. So I have been dubbed auntie somehow by quite a few younger women. So that's why I put together Flower Fit, but it's not limited to young women. So women of all ages, but come together around activities, garden, peaceful consumption, your movement practice. These leverage lifestyle practices, they're going to carry you over until your hair is white. People could come and go, but you don't leave your practices that ground you. Those are staple. That's your 401k. If you're making deposits into the 401k of this body temple, that's going to serve your mental, emotional health, because there's so many people today that are really, really depressed. And a lot of the depression is being triggered through the screens that we're watching. It's a lot of fright and fear, so it's understandable. And there's a lot of self-medicating going on. We're encouraged to self-medicate in contrast to getting to the root of what's causing us to want to numb out or not be present, right? So I do offer some aspect of coaching, one-on-one, and group coaching. So greetings, Claudia and Tia Day and Carolyn and Deborah Desenia. So I hope that answered your question. Is there any other books? There's also the Goddess Raw Vegan Cakes workshop. You don't need a dehydrator for that. That's on the website. There's Healthy Eating Plant-Based for Men. That class is on the website. Whole Foods Preparedness and Preservation. That workshop is there. This is right underneath folks' nose. So I hope folks are paying attention to your food sources. There's going to be some other things that there's some things I coach about, but there's some things that I'm putting together because I really do feel passionately that everybody can grow something. I think it's an important life skill as well. There's several nuances that I don't see are discussed enough. And there's some nuances and distinctions that can make a big difference to shifting your mindset as to how you think about food and how you think about eating, as well as just light bulbs just going off. And one of them is growing and nurturing food, not just growing food, but nurturing the energy or the quote unquote food that's going to become a part of your reproductive organs, your arteries, your colon. It's living energy, right? We say food as if it's an inanimate object, right? What is eating really? You're consuming different things for nutrition and energy, though most of us our mindset is in the party in our mouth, right? It's very sensory, it's very pleasurable. For many of us, the food has become food or eating, and substances masquerading as food has become our boyfriend or our girlfriend, right? It becomes the thing that we can do by ourselves without making ourselves wrong or shaming ourselves, to comfort ourselves and to make ourselves feel better in the short term, right? Though in the long term, if we could open our bodies and see the damage and how we're compromising ourselves and aging ourselves by eating too much, or just eating foods that are full of flavor but are devoid of nutrition, devoid of living water, devoid of enzymes, devoid of life force vitality, Does this make sense? I like to communicate in a way that makes things really, really clear. So those are the kinds of things that we discuss with food. We want to take food, in a sense, off the table. So if you're eating whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods, to me, you can't eat any better than that. The whole, fresh, living, and unprocessed foods are going to take you to it. There's still another level to go to, right? And I'm not talking about being a breatharian. Though the food can provide the space for you to become really, really present to the fact that you've had more than enough nutrition and you've had more than enough volume of food. So then and I've had enough. Why do I still want to eat? Right? Why am I still wanting to consume flavor and all this other stuff? If I've actually, now that I've got enough fiber, I've got enough nutrition, why do I still desire to eat? So this style of eating is there are some distinctions. I think there's some very, very real distinctions to the energy that you're consuming that's going to become a part of your body. Does this make sense? So grab your copy of Whole Living Foods in the Hood with menus to fit your budget. The 7-day nutritional reset. Again, that link is on the website. Once you register for that, you will get an email and you'll get access, a link to the private forum, and you have access to the recipes and the menu plan. And then also you can ask different types of questions. So there is no TVP there. There's no faux meats there. It's pretty much whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods. There are a couple of recipes that are transitional. You prepare them yourself, right? So those might be air dried or if you have a dehydrator at home, though our focus is a whole, fresh, living food. So just a couple of recipes, right? Because we have families and other people we're preparing for. We have a couple of recipes that are kind of like transitional snacks, but there is no oil. There's no oil, there's no TVP, there's no fake meats on this, right? Because we really want to eat foods that the body can recognize, right? And the cells can recognize all of this nutrition is going in your scalp. So imagine if every meal that you're eating is medicine, and if you're having a really vigorous movement practice every day, that means that your blood, your body is circulating all that nutrition to the scalp. If you're jumping up and down, laying down, sometimes standing upside down and prepping for a headstand, or being upside down in a yoga swing, you're getting all of that nutrition to the cells and to your scalp. So how much more products do we need? I'm just saying, I just really don't think that we need that many products. I'm all for easy breathing. Sometimes I still can't believe it. It's amazing that I don't eat junk and there's no junk food in my house, because I was a junk food junkie. It is amazing that I don't need any oil for my hair. It's amazing I didn't have to do anything, right? But just leave this alone and this locked. To me, that is so profound. When I think of freedom and relaxation, I don't really have to do anything. I don't have to turn myself inside out trying to make myself or my body do something that it just could never do without altering myself or perhaps compromising my health. So that's what I got for you. And as far as clothing, I'm really rocking. This is like, I think, my second step. Out of high school, I got really into vintage clothing, but I'm really loving vintage clothing in style. And when I tell you, it's a fraction. The other day, I found some dresses that are so gorgeous. I could not believe this. Like, they were just sitting there waiting for me. They fit me. There's more incentive to eat healthy, so we don't have to up our clothing sizes, right? So I found some gorgeous dresses. I couldn't believe the price of these dresses. I'm like, and the quality and the fit. Are you kidding me? If I knew all this stuff at 1920, there's your land, there's your travel, there's your garden. That's what I'm saying, right? And so many of us, maybe no one was having this conversation with us at 19 or 20, and especially if we consider where, as a collective, where many women are on the social economic scale, I think it benefits us to be really strategic, really strategic with our energy, with our resources, and prioritizing, one, keeping ourselves out of harm's way, two, preserving and being protective of our psyche, and really prioritizing emotional and mental stability, which we can compromise with poor decision making. Poor decision and ill-informed decision making causes a lot of stress. That's going to make your hair fall out. That will have you stressed. Sometimes can have you shopping for things that you buy at one time and it goes in garbage. You don't even use it, right? So the lifestyle practices, again, really in the most practical sense, They ground you. That's why I say your movement practice can become a part of your emotional center and how you process difficult emotions, how you give yourself a tangible example of you pushing through things that are uncomfortable. So to do that every day, that's not my workout, that's yours, right? That's one of the biggest benefits of a personal movement practice. And you do whatever you're able to. The consistency, though, is also how your body composition is going to change. So, I just marvel at all of these products, more and more products. I'm like, sometimes, oof, I don't know. Sometimes I don't know if it's the trauma, or sometimes I feel like we're so desperate and gullible. And I've been there, right? Desperate and gullible. And from that state, males and females, we will put ourselves ignorantly or anxiety driven in harm's way. Just one woman's perspective. So vintage clothes, oh my gosh. I always have so much footage, but there's so many different tasks to do. I can't get to all of it. So in the morning, I'm up before the workout. There's usually the workout. And then I have a couple of meetings, and then I go out into the garden, and then I maybe go into the computer. If I'm lucky, I might get a chance to get on my fitness pole, or to do my yoga practice, my flexibility practice. So I really prioritize this simple, wealthy lifestyle. It's a wealthy lifestyle. Uh-oh, you can't hear? Uh-oh, hopefully. I don't know what's going on. Maybe it could be the signal, because I am overseas. So in any event, maybe that's my cue to sign off. So I'll catch the replay. I'll replay it back so I can see if there's an issue with the speakers or whatever, or the sound. Your sound is fine. Oh, you can hear me, Claudia? So, I don't know. I know. But I'm about to jump off of here. You folks like, uh-oh. Is this my timer?
Instagram audio.
Oh boy, this is one of my homies. Greetings. I'm about to jump off of here. Hey, Queen. Hey, sis. Hold on one second. I'm gonna sign off on YouTube, sis. Hold on. All right, so that's one of my besties reaching out to me. I'm sending you all some warm, positive vibrations. Do download your copy of Whole Living Foods in the Hood with menus to fit your budget. Hopefully, I will see you in the workout. That's 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. No, I'm not going to make the workout later, because later doesn't work. By the time your children get up and people start pulling at your skirt, it's a wrap. It's early for a reason. So hopefully I'll see you in the early day. That's the power hour. Have a beautiful rest, and I will see you soon.